All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I am back here at KSYN Del Monte. I went to KSYN Fairview yesterday. It was the original branch here, and frankly, I just went there for ego purposes because I wanted to bullfuck 60-kilogram dumbbells and see what I could get. I got 20 questionable reps, okay? My woman who's filming it says 19, but you know what? I'll take it. It's kind of an ego breaker. But I'm going to go and train some legs today in an AC cooled environment. Excuse me with all that. Catch me with all that bullshit where it's just hot as shit and I feel sicky as hell. It's bad trip, what people call in the Philippines here. It's not a good feeling, okay? Just be sweating fucking bullets. But anyways, okay, we're going to go and train some legs. It's going to be a little bit more of a quad focused day. And hopefully I'm not so much of a weak son of a bitch today, okay? I had a little pre-workout snacks here, these Korean gummies. They're amazing. A little bit of a change from Skittles because I frankly love these things in the Philippines. And I drank my pre-workout and I'm supersetting it with this energy drink. Excuse me, I'm not recommending for you to do this. I know it's unhealthy, but I've been drinking these energy drinks since being in the Marines when I enlisted in 2013 and I got out of 2020. There's plenty of questionable things that are definitely unhealthy, but you know what? I'm not telling you to do it. If you do it and you get bad side effects from doing this bullshit, I am not responsible because you're a fucking Neanderthal. Let's train some legs. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for this leg day, again, when it comes to prioritizing weak parts, for me it's adductors. And when it comes to prioritizing weak parts, you want to start with the very first exercise on the list. Okay, so adductors being my weak point, I'm starting off when I'm most fresh. And frankly, adductors is very, very boring, but you know what? When it comes to having developed legs, if you have, or if you don't have inner thigh meat and you have all the quads, your legs will still look underdeveloped. And that's something that's not exactly spoken about enough, okay? Everybody keeps thinking squats, 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 squats. But adductors is literally like 50% of your front leg. If you don't have adductors, but you have all quads, your legs are still gonna look small. So, you know, you have to do what you have to do, right? I'm just starting off with a very light weight and progressively going up. All right, you ani batong bakal motherfuckers, okay? So we're gonna start off with the very first working weight. We got the stack here. I'm gonna be doing 2 working sets, and the way I usually do things when it comes to working sets is I'll do 2 working sets on the more isolated movements, and for the movements that make you absolutely feel like hating your life and absolutely make you feel like shitting your fucking pants and simultaneously puking your brains out, I'll do 1 working set. So it's definitely a high intensity sort of low volume style of training. There's no chance in hell that I can train for 3 hours. I don't know how some people do it, but there's no chance. So realistically speaking, besides me yapping for the camera, because y'all like to see me talk for whatever reason, a lot of the time my workouts will take 45 minutes to an hour. It really doesn't take that much. If you go balls to the wall and you put in a hard effort, that's more than enough, okay? So, first working set. All right, so I'm going to be starting off with my very first quad exercise, starting off with the extensions first. The great thing about the extensions is it works all parts of the quads, and it's something like a hack squat or a leg press cannot get, especially when we're talking about the rect fem, okay, the rectus femoris. Excuse me here for the guys who don't exactly care about the technical terms. In simple terms, okay, kindergarten style, all parts of the quads are being worked here through an isolated movement, okay? So I'm gonna be doing 2 working sets on this bitch before I go into the exercise that makes me feel like shitting my fucking brains out, okay? So first working set on this, let's go. As much as I love being a meathead and bull fucking weight, certain movements, especially quad focus movements like leg presses, hack squats, leg extensions, that sort of thing, I can't be bull fucking weight. I have to do things in a very slow and controlled manner because especially as I got older, my knees will really speak back to me. And frankly, I guess these are one of those instances where I really can't be that meathead and bullfuck weight. I have to do things in a very slow and controlled manner so I don't hurt myself and so I can continue to train from a long-term perspective here. I still want to be training 20, 30 years from now. And frankly, if I'm just beating the shit out of myself and making my joints hate me, it's probably not exactly setting me up for success here. So yes, leg extensions is an isolation exercise. So I'll do 2 working sets. I already did 1. And I'm going to do another, another set here, and we'll see what we get. Slow and controlled, hard squeeze at the top, nice and controlled negative, and go from there. Okay, a lot of broccoli heads and a lot of these, Scientologist-based lifters say, try to add weight no matter the cost, and they do so with the expense of actually keeping the technique proper. Okay, they're just looking like a bunch of atrocious fucking fish tards. Okay, don't be a fish tard. All right, so yeah, enough yapping. Second working set. All right, next movement, we're going to do Tom Platz style hack squats with my feet below the platform. Okay, I'm going to be pushing off with my heels, feet together. It's definitely a harder variation than the normal standard one. I'm not saying it's something that you have to do, but it definitely hits the quads pretty damn effectively due to the knee flexion. But the amount of weight that you can realistically do on that will be significantly lower than the usual traditional hack squat stance. But I'm here, I'm like, and I understand, people have different fitness levels, but man, 15 kilograms on this, man, come on, at least like a 20, right? I'd love it. But yeah, now I gotta get the 20 kilogram plates. Now, unfortunately, as much as I love this gym, they lack in 20 kilogram plates. So time for the next workout, right? Besides the half squat, finding 20 kilo plates. Let's go. So I'm just feeling it out, okay, working my weight up, and as you can see, I'm not just bull fucking the weight like how I would honestly love to do so, but I am taking my time on the negative, making sure that I'm slightly pausing at the bottom. And again, a big reason here is to make sure that I don't feel like my knees are about to blow out of my sockets and you're getting quality reps out of this. You don't necessarily have to go as slow as I am, but it's my personal way of doing things for longevity purposes. So I might do 5.5, may just keep it at 5, but do very slow and controlled reps. Okay, like I said, a lot of people, especially nowadays, more of the TikTok science kids will say, oh, negatives don't matter. So they'll do these shittiest reps known to man, and it's like, okay, sure, negatives may not be the most important magical thing here, but it's certainly better than whatever the fuck you're doing with your atrocious ass reps. So, okay, next weight, I'm going to be doing 4 plates, going to be feeling that out, and we'll see and go from there. Quality reps, right? No bullfucking weight. As much as I love to bullfuck weight, the body gets older. We die. We'll eventually die, and we're going to have to eventually just chill the fuck out. All right, so first working weight here. If I'm to do normal tempo reps, you know, this wouldn't necessarily be hard for me. I can do quite a good amount of reps here, but since I'm making the exercise harder, I'm making the weight harder, it's going to be difficult for me. It's going to feel heavy, right? Especially since I'm having a non-traditional squat stance in which my feet are literally here, right? And going at a slower tempo on the way down, slightly pausing at the bottom, exploding up, and immediately going down. I'm making the exercise difficult, right? And when it comes to muscle building, yes, you want to progressively become better, but that doesn't come at the expense of just throwing shit around, right? So, yeah, I'm doing it like this nowadays because, like I said, as I grow older, my knees start to progressively also hate me. So I guess I have no choice but to listen to my body and do things in a safer manner. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right, so I felt like I could do 2 working sets on the hack squat. As you can see, super duper slow tempo. You don't necessarily have to go that slow, but for me, that's just a tempo where I honestly feel like my knees don't feel like they're about to blow out of my sockets, at least for an exercise like a hack squat. So I feel like I can honestly get a pretty good amount of quality stress on my quads without having my knees feel like blowing out. Like I said, I'm not saying it's the way. It is a way. You're going to have to absolutely listen to your body as you become better and as you grow. So yes, as you can see, 1 rep on that hack squat with that tempo damn well took like 20 seconds. Again, it doesn't have to be that long, but you know, it's a way. You can just go 2 seconds on the way down and it'll work. But again, some exercises hurt me a little bit more than others. I guess it's just a part of the process as you get older and as you get stronger. So anyways, next movement, we got the leg press here. I'm going to have my feet wide, feet out, so I can have a little bit more adductor focus at the same time. Okay, let's go. So I have this leg press considerably loaded up, not maxed out. I can max it out, but I'm gonna be honest. I think it's just one of those things. As you get to a given strength level, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but once you get to a given strength level, I don't know, loading up plates becomes a pain in the ass, and sometimes maybe making a lightweight a little heavier through managing the different variables, like slowing down the tempo a little bit. Maybe it isn't so bad, because honestly I'm getting a little fatigued loading up plates. So maybe doing a lighter weight and a slower tempo, a little bit of higher reps sort of thing isn't so bad here. I'm actually saving energy because loading up plates and trying to find shit is fatiguing the shit out of me. So I'm gonna do one working set here, go very hard, quality reps, and I'm gonna go slower than usual, and we're gonna go from here. Okay, let's go. I'm tired as hell. As you can see, I was going a little slower than usual. Again, you don't have to go that tempo, but like I said, honestly at this point, I really just don't feel like loading up plates. I mean, sure, it looks cool, but it's like, fuck, man, right? People talk about fatigue. I'm getting fatigued getting all the plates when I could be expending that energy with higher reps, which is okay. A lot of people think you'll combust into flames if you're doing higher reps, if you're doing reps more than 5. No, you won't. Like, who the hell is saying this? The 130-pound broccoli head kid? Shut the fuck up, okay? Just stop talking. High reps can still absolutely work. Situation dependent. It's just really all about how you're executing your reps, how quality they are, and you know, how much effort that you're putting forth, right? If a lot of people do like 3-4 reps, but it'll be the most atrocious looking reps known to man, like that doesn't count. Now if you're doing 4 or 5 reps, 3 to 5 reps even, but they're super duper quality and you're hitting the intended muscles without all the other bullshit, it's gonna work. It's gonna work very great. A lot of people will say, okay, yeah, well, mechanical tension takes place through the last 5 reps when reps involuntarily slow down, and I understand that, but that doesn't go, it doesn't count when you're doing shitty fucking reps, right? If you're doing quality ass reps for 5 reps, like super slow and controlled, okay, or it doesn't have to be super slow and controlled, but you're controlling your shit with solid execution, now it counts. Not when you're just fucking being an asshole and you're like on a, I don't know, like a chest supported row or something, you're kind of like, right? And you're like, I'm gonna add more weight. No. You do not, it does not count when you're doing it that way. Because when people bring up science-based lifting, where's the science when you're just being a jackass and just throwing shit like that? I mean, I'm not saying that I don't throw shit, but I'm not saying it's the way, right? I'm just being a meathead. But from a technical perspective here, don't be calling yourself science-based when you're doing a bunch of bullshit-ass reps, okay? Just no, okay? No, you fucking broccoli head, stop. Anyways, yeah, one working set on that thing kind of killed me. As you can see, I was being very controlled with what I was doing, and I'm kind of destroyed, man. So a lot of people think like, Mark, you're only in the gym for 45 minutes to an hour. Yes, because if you put in a quality work, you're not going to need that much time. You don't need to be in the gym for 3 hours. See, a lot of people will do 3 sets of 12 for consistently how many exercises? 3 sets of, if you're doing 3 sets of 12 constantly, then question your effort here, right? Why am I doing like 1 to 2 working sets and I feel absolutely wrecked while you're doing 3 sets of 12? And a lot of the time, if you go to any commercial gym setting, you'll see them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the 12th rep will go as fast as the first rep. It doesn't count when you're going that way. You're being a bitch. But when you're doing 2 working sets or even 1 working set and you're going very controlled, and you're putting a very solid amount of effort at the point where the reps are involuntarily slowing down, now it counts. But people don't want to go to that point because they want to stay in their little comfort zone. It's true. Okay, as a personal trainer that train people in person and online, I see, like, send me videos. They'll stop the set early because it hurts. No, that's when the set counts. When it really hurts and when you're pushing beyond your limits. That's how muscle growth happens. Pushing beyond your limits. When limits don't get pushed, what's the point of growing muscle? Right? But anyways, one more exercise, hamstrings. I'm fucking over it, dude. Last exercise, just a little bit of hamstrings here. Okay, I'm gonna be doing 2 working sets on hamstring curls, right? How do you work your hamstrings? You curl your legs, right? That's how you work your hamstring curls. And people have analysis paralysis. Should I do seated? Should I do prone? You're curling your legs, aren't you? Right? So it really doesn't matter if you do seated or if you do prone. Just choose something that is honestly comfortable for you and something that you can be consistent with, okay? You analysis paralysis, overthinker, using a protractor to find the perfect angle to hit the iliac ass motherfuckers, okay? I'm just gonna be feeling this out and we'll go from there. All right, so anyways, last exercise for the hamstring curls. At this point, honestly, like these pin-selected movements, pin-selected pieces of equipment, they're pretty good at this point because I don't have to load up plates and all that bullshit. That shit's tiring as hell. So I'm about to do my first working set here. I did want to max this thing out, but for whatever reason, the pin doesn't want to load up on the max part. So my ego is a little hurt here. Right? I don't want to be a complete weak bitch for the entire thing. So I guess the max that this thing can go, because the pin doesn't want to go in, it's kind of like cock blocking, but for weights, is the second heaviest thing. It's the second to the heaviest thing here. So we'll see what we get here. And how do you work your hamstrings, right? You curl your legs. You fucking analysis paralysis overthinker ass motherfuckers. What are you bringing a ruler to the gym? Textbook using ass? Fucking. Anyways, all right, let's get to it. I'm done, man. I don't care anymore. I'm straight up just over it. So today was a lot more of a quad focused workout session. Okay, in simple terms, how do you work your quads, right? You do knee flexion. So what does that mean? Okay, right? Legs bent, legs straight. So what does that consist of? Leg extension, right? Legs bent, legs straight. And what can that also consist of? What does that also consist of? A squat sort of movement where your knees are going beyond your toes, okay? So what did I do there, right? Hack squat, because my knees were going beyond my toes. There was knee flexion happening. That is the function of the quads. So in all reality, right, you need leg extensions, you need an extension movement, and a squat movement. You progressively get stronger on those movements over periods of time, and you do that years after years after years, and weight gets added on with quality reps, with quality execution, and your legs will be more developed. So say, for example, if you're starting off with a hack squat with one plate, and you're getting a solid 10 reps, okay, with quality control, okay, over time, as years will go by, if you're doing 5 plates, right, and you're doing the same execution, the same quality execution as you did at the very beginning when you're doing one plate, you will have significantly different and more developed muscle groups. In this case, it'll be your quads. So yes, as you can see, I'm pretty destroyed at this point. It really doesn't take that much to get the job done. If you put in a quality effort, a hard effort, it's going to do the job. Okay, so yeah, that's it, man. I'm over it. I think I gotta eat something. Maybe I'm thinking sushi. Maybe. All right. Until next time.